So this problem we started and we stopped until derivation part. Now let us continue and finish this problem. Okay, so let's just read the problem once again before we continue. A boat takes 5 hours to go 300 kilometers downstream. It takes the same time to go 150 kilometers upstream. Calculate the speed of boat in still waters and the speed of the stream. Okay, so here I already explained what is downstream and upstream. Downstream is when you're going along with the water. Upstream is when you're rowing a boat against the water. Okay, opposite to the water. If you try to go, it will pull you down with its current, right? So that is upstream. So while even if you see, if you want to swim, no, it is very easy to swim along with water. The direction in which the water flows, if you swim, it is easier. But if you swim opposite to the water, it is very, very difficult. You will get tired very soon and you will not be able to cover long distances. So that is why if you see the pool does not have any direction. Okay, the swimming pools is a stagnant water. You will not have any direction of water flowing there. Okay, as and when you move, it just creates the ripples or the waves then and there, but it doesn't give you a direction of water. So that is why you will be able to swim easily in whichever direction you want. But when you take a flowing water, something like a river or a small lake near your home or something, so in that case, in that case you can check the waters. They will have the so they will have the water direction for you to go. Now here we have taken the derivation. Let the speed of the boat in still waters be x kilometer per hour. So that is our first question, and we have taken the same thing here. Let the speed of the boat in still water be x kilometer per hour. And the speed of the stream is the next question. So let the speed of the stream be y kilometer per hour. Okay, so these are the basic derivations. Next, in downstream. Okay, in downstream, the speed of the boat is x plus y. Why it is x plus y? Water, the speed of the water plus the speed of the stream, both will be added because both boat and the water is going in the same direction. And when it comes to upstream, now the boat is going in the opposite direction. So the speed of the boat only matters than the speed of the water. Okay, so that is why we subtract the speed here, x minus y. Okay, now let us continue from there. Now we will be using this formula, that is distance covered, or distance, only distance also you can take. Distance covered is equal to speed into time. Speed into time. This is what is the formula we will consider. Now let us derive for downstream as well as upstream how this will be working out. Okay, so for downstream, let's go back. What is the speed in the downstream? In downstream, the speed of the boat is x plus y. Correct? X plus y. Now, when this is the speed, the time that is taken is 5 hours. Right? So the time that is taken is 5 hours. So speed is x plus y into time is 5 hours. Okay, so this is one part of it. From the downstream, we are trying to get the equations. Okay, now upstream. Upstream is nothing but x minus y. The speed is x minus y and the time is same 5 hours. Same. The time was same, only the distance covered was different. And okay, one thing which we forgot is the distance covered. Now in the distance covered, if you see, let me write it in a small way. Now in downstream, how much was the distance covered? It was 300 kilometers. Okay, in 300 kilometers was covered in downstream. When it comes to upstream, the kilometers covered was, the kilometers covered was half of it, which is 150 kilometers. Okay, did you all understand how I got the equations? Any doubts still here? Okay, now we are supposed to form the equations by simplifying these things. It's very easy, just multiplication of x and y is required. Okay, so therefore the two equations are, we have 300 is equal to, here if you see you have x plus y into 5. So 5 into x will give me 5x plus 5 into y will give me 5y. This will be our equation number 1. And then if you see the second equation, 150 is equal to 5 into x is 5x minus 5 into y is 5y. X is 45, y is not 9. If x is 45, check the answer of y, Sindhu. Okay, so we have got two equations, equation number 1 and equation number 2. Now let us solve these equations simultaneously. It's very easy to solve. Why it is easy? Because if you see here, you have plus 5y and minus 5y. Correct? So it is much easier for us to directly cancel rather than do any other multiplication here. Yes, correct. Y gets cancelled. Yeah, y is equal to 15. Correct, Sindhu. Now let us solve these two. Solving equations simultaneously. Okay, solving equations simultaneously. Now here we have two equations. Let us write down both the equations. 5x plus 5y is equal to 300. 5x minus 5y is equal to 150. And we are doing addition. We are not doing subtraction here. Okay. Why? Because we already have plus and minus. So y will get cancelled. And then 5x and 5x I'll get 10x is equal to 450. X is equal to 450 by 10. Therefore, x is equal to 45. This is the value of x. Now, once we get the value of x, let us substitute that in the other value. That is going to be substituting x is equal to 45 in equation 1. What is equation 1? 5x plus 5y is equal to 300. So 5 into 45 plus 5y is equal to 300. 5 into 45 is how much? 225. Yeah, 45 and 15. Correct, Anusha. Plus 5y is equal to 300. So 5y is equal to 300 minus 225. So y is equal to 300 minus 225 is 75 by 5. Therefore, y is equal to 15. So we got the answer for x, we got the answer for y. But what were these x and y? Go back to the derivation. What were the x and y? Speed of the boat in still waters is x. So conclusion also should be same thing. The speed of the boat in still waters was 45 kilometers per hour. Then speed of the stream was y kilometers. So in the conclusion, speed of the stream is 15 kilometers per hour. Okay, so that is how you'll have to write the conclusion. Therefore, the speed of the boat in still waters is 45 kilometer per hour. The speed of the stream is 15 kilometer per hour. Okay, it's very important to give the conclusions. Understood? Everybody understood? Can we go on? Can we move further? Okay. Now we have completed the linear equation concept. Okay. Problems, statement problems, simultaneous equations, everything is done. Okay. We have completed the linear equation. We are going for the next concept, quadratic equations. Okay. Now in quadratic equation, we will first learn what is quadratic equation and everything, and then we will go for the problems. Okay. Now quadratic equation will be in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. Now in quadratic equation, the highest degree of the highest degree of the equation will be 2. In linear equation, the highest degree was 1, and in quadratic equation, the highest degree of equation will be 2. Okay. And one major condition that you'll have to understand is a should not be equal to 0. What is a here? The coefficient of x square, this should not be equal to 0. Okay. If this is equal to 0, 0 into any variable or any number is nothing but 0 only. Right? 0 into x square is 0. So you will end up having only a linear equation and not quadratic equation. Okay. So that is the main reason why a should not be equal to 0. Only then it is called as quadratic equation. Clear? Understood? This is a quadratic equation of one variable. Now, if you see, you have x square. The other one is also x. So this is quadratic equation of one variable. The highest power is 2, so it is called as second degree equation. Now, when the highest power is 2, the number of roots that the equation will have is also 2. Okay, so hereafter the problems are going to have 2 roots. Here now we were finding out only x when it is one variable. Okay, and when you have x and y, then we were finding out x and y. But now when you have x only, you will have 2 answers for x. That is known as 2 roots. Okay, the 2 roots of quadratic equation is called as solution of quadratic equation. Whatever we solve the values of x, that is called the solution of quadratic equation. Did you all understand until here? Any doubts? Okay. Okay, good. Now, coming to the next part, that is types of quadratic equation. Now, in types of quadratic equation, we have 2 types. Okay, basically there are two types of quadratic equation. One is called as pure quadratic equation. The other one is adfected quadratic equation. Okay, now see here, in a quadratic equation, if b is equal to 0, what is b? If you see this format here, b is the coefficient of x. Okay, if b is equal to 0, then the equation will be reduced to this format. Now here, if you see, if you consider b as 0, okay, if you consider b as 0 here, then 0 into x will give you 0. So what will be left out? Ax square plus c. This will be left out. So that is the form which you can see here. Ax square plus c is equal to 0. If the equation is in this format where bx is not available to us, then it is called as pure quadratic equation. Okay, pure quadratic equation is when b is equal to 0. But if the equation is in this format, in this full format, then it is called as adfected quadratic equation. What it is called? Adfected. Okay, it's not affected, it's adfected, adfected quadratic equation. So these are the two basic types of quadratic equations. Now moving on, we are supposed to understand the solution of pure quadratic equation. Now if you see this, the form here, ax square plus c is equal to 0. Now the similar form is taken, but ax square, there is no constant, and it is that constant is put to the other side saying d. Okay, so this is the pure quadratic equation where you will be finding the roots of the equation. So here the form is something like ax square. Okay, instead of c you have a d. So now let us simplify this. Now from this format I can get a to the other side. So I will have x square is equal to d divided by a. So I got one of the fraction. Now next. Okay. Now when it is minus on one side, it's going to become plus. When it is plus on one side, it's going to become minus. Division will become multiplication. Multiplication will become division. Correct? Similarly, square on one side will become square root on the other side. Square root on the other side will become square on one side. Understood the logic? Plus will become minus, minus becomes plus. Similarly, square on one side. So if you see here, there is x square. If I want to take it to the other side, I can take x square. It will become square root. It will become square root. Okay, that is important to understand. Now, whenever there is square root coming to us, in that case, we have to always write it as plus or minus square root. Why plus or minus square root? Let us understand. Now, let us say 2 square. What is the value of 2 square? Answer. What is the value of 2 square? 4. Very good. What is the value of minus 2 square? What is the value of minus 2 square? 4 only? Sure, right? No, Arpita, Rida, no. It is not minus 4. Calculate. Calculate in your calculator. Okay, wait a second. So if you calculate in the calculator, minus 2 into minus 2, minus into minus is plus, 2 2s are 4. Okay, so minus 2 square is also plus 4, plus 2 square is also plus 4 only. So when I find the square root of 4, suppose I'm finding the square root of 4. Now here I can write it as plus 2 or I can write it as minus 2 also, because 2 square is 4, minus 2 square is also 4. Did you all understand the concept? Why we write plus or minus? Everybody? This is very important to understand. Okay. So plus or minus square root of d by a. Now this simply means two roots, plus d by a, square root of d by a, minus square root of d by a. Okay. So let me erase all this and we will go further. So in quadratic equations, we are going to have two roots. No matter which form you take, you're going to have two roots. Okay. Okay. Let us start with the problems. That's all is the basics that you're supposed to understand. So we shall start with the problem directly. Okay. Now if you see here, this is not a pure form, I believe. We have to simplify this equation a little to get the answer. So let us do that. So first, solve for x. Now, whenever there are equation problems, please copy down the question properly in the examination paper. That is very, very important, where all the students do mistake. They will not see the complete question, or they'll not read the complete question. They'll not copy down the complete question. I'm not asking you to write questions for statement problems, but when the problems are like this, okay, when the problems are like this, which has only equations or numbers, copy down the question and then solve it. You need not copy solve for x and all, just copy down the numbers. Something like this: 5x square plus 3 minus 12 is equal to 3 into x square minus 9 plus 48. Okay. Now here, let us simplify one after the other. Now if you see, 5 into x square plus 3. So 5 is being multiplied. So let us multiply that 5. 5 into x square will give me 5x square plus 5 3s are 15. Correct? Then minus 12. X is equal to Anusha, x is equal to 3 is correct, but x should be equal to plus or minus 3. Okay, the answer, the number is correct. The form how you write is plus or minus 3. Good. Is equal to, on the other side, 3 into x square minus 9. So 3 into x square is 3x square. 3 into 9, 9 3s are 27, plus 48 will remain as it is. Okay, now let's do the simplification. Now here, 5x square plus 15 minus 12 will give me 3 plus 3. Yeah, correct, Rida, plus or minus 3. Okay, I'll get plus 3 here is equal to 3x square minus 27 plus 48 plus 21 will be the answer. Okay, now after this, now let us get x squares to the one side. So 5x square minus 3x square is equal to 21 minus 3. I've just exchanged the sides or interchanged the sides. 5x minus 3x square, 5x square minus 3x square will give me 2x square is equal to 21 minus 3 is 18. Okay, then x square is equal to 18 by 2. So x square is equal to 9. Okay. Now after this, x is equal to square root of 9. Therefore, x is equal to square root of 9 is 3, which is very much correct. But here in quadratic equation, you have to give two roots, that is plus or minus 3. Okay, so this will be the answer. And how do you write the conclusion here? Therefore, x is equal to plus 3 or x is equal to minus 3. This is how you write the conclusion. Even after getting plus or minus 3, you'll have to elaborate and show it to them saying we'll have plus 3 as well as minus 3 as the answer. Understood? Okay. Now let us go to the next problem. Yeah. Good. Good if you have understood. Great. Now let us go to the next problem. Now in this problem, again, first what you have to do is write down the question properly. So 3x square plus 2 is equal to 4 into x square minus 3 minus 2. This is the question given to us, right? So let us start simplifying. 3x square plus 2, I cannot do anything, so let it be as it is. Now on the other side, I have 4 into x square minus 3. So 4 into x square is 4x square. 4 into 3 is minus 12 and minus 2 will remain as it is. Now solve this and give me the answer for x. Don't wait for me. Solve this and give me the answer. So next I'll simplify the other side. 3, okay, 1 second. 3x square plus 2 is equal to 4x square minus 14. So 3, okay, I'll get 14 to this side. 14 plus 2 is equal to 4x square minus 3x square. Okay, the answer is plus or minus 4. Correct, Anusha. 14 plus 2 is 16 is equal to 4x square minus 3x square is x square. So square root of 16 is equal to x. Therefore, x is equal to plus or minus 4. And what will be the conclusion? X is equal to plus 4 or x is equal to minus 4. Everybody got plus or minus 4? Good. Very good. So that was few of the basic problems. Now let us go to the types of solving the quadratic equation. That was types of quadratic equation. Here you have types of solving the quadratic equation. Okay. So let us see that see this and directly get into the problem. Yeah, therefore x is equal to plus 4 or minus 4. Correct. Now solution for this is adfected. Okay. Solution for adfected quadratic equation. First is factorization method. Okay, you have a factorization method. In this method, this expression will be expressed as a linear factor. So in simple words, this complete equation, what will be there? We are going to multiply a and c here. You see a is the coefficient of x square, and we will multiply that with c. Okay, c is the constant. When you multiply that, whatever number you get, you should find the factors for that number. When you find the factors for that number, the addition or subtraction of it should give you the value of b. That is how you'll be able to find the numbers here. Okay, let's directly get into the problem for you to understand. These are the homework questions. I shall give it to you later and you can solve them. They're very, very easy. So first we have the question which says x square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. This is the question given to us. Now here, firstly, this is in which format you have to understand. This is in the format of ax square minus bx plus c is equal to 0. I'm just taking the same sign. Okay, or if our original format is this, so ax square plus bx plus c. Now you can recognize what is abc. A is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 4, c is equal to 3. Are you all able to follow? Yes, okay. So I'm just taking the coefficients here, 1, minus 4 and 3. Okay. Now after this, what are we supposed to do is, we have to multiply a and c. We have to multiply a and c. Now when you multiply a and c, a is 1, c is 3. So you get 1 3s are 3. Okay. Now you have to find the factors for this 3. Like use the tables. So for 3, you will have 1 3s are or 3 1s are, because it's a prime number and it is divisible by itself and it is divisible by 1. Okay. Now here, if I take 3 and 1, okay, and if I add 3 plus 3 plus 1, I'm going to get plus 4. But this answer should be same as b value. Okay. Now I can make some changes in the signs here. So when I make some changes in the sign, I should get 4. Now if I consider minus 3 plus 1, what will my answer be? My answer will be minus 2. Okay. I will not get the answer. I'll not get the value of b, so I cannot use it. Suppose if I take plus 3 minus 1, again I am going to get plus 2. Again it is not same as b, so this also will not work. Plus and plus, again plus, this also will not work. Now let me take the last combination, minus 3 minus 1. Now minus 3 and minus 1, I will add the numbers, but I will keep the sign as minus. So I will get minus 4, which is same as b here. Correct? So I am going to use minus 3 and minus 1 as the factors to find or to solve this equation. Did you all understand how to find the factors? First find the numbers and then do a little calculations with the signs. Make sure you get the same value what is there for b. Okay, now let us solve this. Now we have got the factors directly. So let us solve. So x square. Now this minus 4x, I am rewriting in a different format. Okay, I will write it as minus 3x and minus 1x plus 3 is equal to 0. If you see, minus 3 and minus 1x will again give me minus 4x. So this part is being expanded in the equation. Understood this step? Okay. Now next step is just see the first two expression. I can take x as common, x square minus 3x. I can take x as common. So when I take x common outside, here there is one more x which is available. X into x, right? So 1x I have taken out, one more x is available. So x minus, here x is taken out as common, so number is available. So x minus 3. Then again, when I get x minus 3 here, I should also get x minus 3 on the other side. So what you can do is, first just write x minus 3 first, and then think what can be taken as common. So you can take minus 1 as common. Be careful with the sign. Signs plus and minus, you should be very careful in quadratic equation because it can change the values. Okay. Now if you take minus 1 here, minus 1 into minus 3 will give me plus 3. Minus into minus is plus. Okay. Then is equal to 0. Now in this step, x minus 3 is common. So I will take it one side. What is left out? X minus 1 is left out.